Sludge Life 2. Sludge Life 2 is just an insanely charming sequel to the first game. It doesn't feel necessary, but revisiting this Siggy-obsessed world is just a joy, so it doesn't rub me the wrong way, personally. There are all sorts of silly conversations to be had, secrets to discover, and a tone that really isn't captured in games nowadays outside of the indie sphere. It heavily reminds me of the punk attitude of the Jet Set Radio games with some very out here there humor, and obviously some poop jokes here and there. But they feel more clever than the humor of something like the Borderlands series and fit within as a aloof world. The movement upgrades so far are nice for pulling off risky platforming moves that usually lead to the worldwide secret or tech spot. It isn't the tightest first-person platforming I've experienced, but I've only ventured out a bit and have the Killed and GGC. I have a feeling, with the whole suite of movement tools, the game will hit a stride. Performance-wise on the Steam Deck with its default settings, I was getting around 30 or 40 FPS. When I turned on the map optimizations and lowered some shadows and view distance settings, it seemed to hover in the deck sweet spot around the 40-45 FPS. That might disappoint some since it's not the most intense looking game. But for me, locking the refresh rate to 40 has made it fine, much better than 30. I do recommend turning off the VHS filter on the deck though. And PC if the game hurts your eyes. I'm still debating on which mode I like more. On the PC with 3080, 5800 X3D and 16GB of RAM all settings up to max. The performance seems fine, but has weird moments and FPS drops that are a little jarring. It will go from the smooth 144 to around 60 when looking at certain busy scenes with cascading lights and shadows. I might be tripping on this, but the mouse camera movement also doesn't feel like a raw input for me. It feels like it has a sort of delay. On the deck with sticks, it didn't feel like this, but I suck on the sticks. I was hoping for a bit more of content than 5 hours, but probably the only parkour game I actually think is fun. Once you know the ropes, it's never frustrating or stress-inducing ordeal. You basically feel powerful in the brain for figuring out how to get up there without feeling like at any moment your progress could be wrecked by a fall to your death, needing to start all over. Death is instant respawn with meaningless financial debt. Everything is so responsive that it never feels too unpredictable or janky in terms of whatever you will make the jump. It's more that you found the way to do it. Most importantly, it's immersive and I'd love to hang out the kind way. I wish the NPC characters had a bit more function than just making a quick random comment. If you could see my face when I saw the Steam update in my library from Sludge Life. Sludge Life 2 is an announcement. Listen, on the top of everything, this godly year has given us video advice. This is just extra icing on the cake. The first game was a great sweet short time, so for such a small but cool experience, hearing the sequel is going to materialize out of nowhere was unbelievably dope. So a month later, while other games were announced to boost the prestige of this year, the game finally released. It's exactly what you expect. Again, it's a short game. Again, its style is untouched and as refreshing as before. Again, 100 graphics as well. Again, gets butthole. Basically, everything that was there is still there. But some PNG UTOX clearly allude on the previous event in the first game and really feels like things followed up from the first to the second. Before you asked, all 3 endings are canon somehow. They are all referred in the text. There is technically new objects to use and explore the map, but one of the 2 that actually change the gameplay can only be unlocked once. You do get the ending from finding all 100 tech spots. The other one is a double jump you find in the very building you start at. The biggest difference being obviously the map, way more vertical than the previous one. Admittedly, it depends from the person to person, but on one hand I really dig to the hotel area and exploring it any way one could. But the area below, which is more horizontal like the first game, feels really short and cramped. And although there are some spots there is noteworthy at the first one, but a lot of it is a shaped rectangle with 5 rooms and 2 export tubes. What the game asks for you, however, to complete it would justify you checking out this game. Still at the first one. The sequel is cool, short, sweet, fun, and that's it. It's definitely consistent between the two. And the first one is still one of my favorite games I've played in recent memory. This game is definitely worth playing if you like game and can accept one not being 10 hours long. You owe it to yourself to play this for yourself. A year like this isn't happening twice in a row. Better get a mouthful a game from now before we go back to last year. One thing I will mention about playing on controller is that the menus feel rather unintuitive on the sticks. Changing simple settings could be improved there. This is definitely a stand out, get stoned and vibe with imaginative worlds and its bonkers inhabitants type of the game. It's an adult swim cartoon in game form. If that's your thing, then grab some ciggies and go find finding our boy Big Mods. So that was a quick review on this game, Sludge Life 2. Thank you guys for watching this review, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and see you in the next video.